Hello, my friend. I want you to lean in, block out the noise, and listen not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because what I'm about to say is not just another speech. This is a wake-up call to the soul, a divine alarm clock ringing inside of you, reminding you who you really are. You were never called to live in fear. You weren't created to bow down to anxiety, depression, rejection, or shame. You were born with a roar in your chest, a flame in your spirit, and a destiny that stretches far beyond what your eyes can see. But here's the problem. Too many have forgotten. Life has distracted you, wounded you, tricked you into believing you're average, that you're just another number, another face in the crowd. But not today. Today, you're going to remember who breathed life into your lungs. You're going to remember that every scar has a story, every trial has a testimony, and every setback is a setup for something greater. You may be in a valley right now, but the valley is not your final address. It's just the place where roots grow deep and strength is refined. Mountains are climbed with bruised feet and broken hands, but they are climbed. And the view from the top, it's reserved for those who refuse to give up. So many of you are waiting for a sign, for a miracle, for someone to come and rescue you. But I have news for you. The miracle is already inside you. The strength is already within you. And the rescuer, he's been calling your name all along. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the next step in faith. Speak when your voice shakes. Walk even when your knees tremble. Believe when doubt screams. Because it's not about perfection. It's about pursuit. Pursue truth. Pursue light. Pursue the one who gave you life. Because the moment you do, chains begin to fall. Addictions begin to break. Dead dreams begin to breathe again. You don't need more followers, more money, or more validation. You need fire. And fire comes from above. Fire is born in surrender. Maybe you've been walking through darkness. Maybe you've cried silent tears that no one sees. But even in the darkness, the light shines the brightest. Even in silence, your prayers are heard. Lift up your head, straighten your back, square your shoulders. You are not defeated. You are not forgotten. You are a child of destiny, chosen, called, equipped, empowered. This isn't just motivation. This is a reminder of your divine identity. You were born to change the atmosphere, to bring hope into hopeless places, to live bold, walk loud, and love deep. So rise, my friend. It's your time. Heaven is watching. The world is waiting. And your story is just getting started. You are not here by accident. There are no coincidences in the grand design of creation. Every cell in your body, every beat of your heart, every breath you take is evidence that you were purposefully crafted for a reason beyond what you may currently see. You might feel ordinary, even invisible at times, but deep within you is something extraordinary, a divine blueprint, a spark of greatness, a calling that is uniquely yours. The world may not recognize it, your past may try to bury it, and your doubts may scream against it, but that doesn't erase the truth. You were not born to simply exist. You were born to impact. You were born to shine in the dark, to rise above the noise, to carry a message through your life that can't be spoken by anyone else but you. There are moments in life that whisper lies into our soul, telling us we are forgotten, that we've missed our moment, that we're too late, too broken, or too far gone. But the very fact that you are alive right now, reading these words, is proof that purpose is still pulsing within you. If your heart is still beating, then your mission is not over. It's easy to believe we have nothing left to give when all we sight says is failure, or when our lives don't match the pictures of success we scroll past every day. But comparison is a thief. And so is regret. They rob you of the present moment, the only space where true transformation can happen. Purpose doesn't require perfection. It only requires presence. It only requires that you show up one more time, even when it hurts, especially when it hurts. You have a story that no one else has lived. You've cried tears that no one else has cried. You've overcome battles that would have crushed others. And maybe you don't see it as special because you're living inside of it, but your survival is a testimony. Your ability to stand when you should have fallen is evidence that something greater is holding you up. Think of every time you felt like giving up, every time the world turned cold and lonely, every time the weight seemed unbearable, yet here you are, still breathing, still hoping, still searching. That is not weakness, that is resilience, that is purpose in motion. Sometimes we look for big signs to confirm our worth. We wait for opportunities or recognition to tell us that we matter, but value isn't assigned by others. It was given to you the moment you were created. And when you truly believe that you are not an accident, your life changes. You stop trying to fit in and start living from a deeper place. You stop chasing approval and start walking in truth. Because the truth is this: you were made in the image of a perfect creator. That means you carry the mark of divinity. It means your life is sacred. It means you are more than your mistakes, your past, your labels, or your fears. If you're in a season of silence, where it feels like nothing is happening and no one sees your struggle, don't confuse quiet with absence. Some of the most powerful things grow in the dark. Roots take hold underground before the tree breaks through the soil. You are in process. You are being refined. And nothing, absolutely nothing you've been through will be wasted. The pain, the delay, the detours, they all play a part in shaping who you're meant to live. You might not see the full picture right now, but you don't have to. You only need enough light to take the next step. And with every step, purpose begins to unfold. Don't wait until everything makes sense to start believing you're here for a reason. Faith doesn't start with clarity. It starts with a whisper that says, keep going. It starts with a small yes when everything in you wants to say no. It starts with hope in the middle of the storm, not at the end of it. There's a generation waiting for your voice. There's someone whose breakthrough is connected to your obedience. You are not too small to make a difference. In fact, it's often the quietest people who shake the world. It's the overlooked ones who rise with power. Don't despise your beginning. Don't curse your current place. Where you are right now is fertile ground for purpose. Even if all you can do today is breathe and believe, that's enough. That's holy. That's the start of something unstoppable. So live like you were meant to be here. Walk like your steps matter. Speak like your words carry weight. And love like your life is a gift, because it is. You are not here by accident. You are here by design. And the world is waiting to see what only you can bring. We live in a world that teaches us to take control, to always have a plan, to push harder and climb higher. Society tells us that success comes from being in charge of everything, our relationships, our finances, our future. But what if the greatest strength doesn't come from holding on, but from letting go? What if the door to real freedom, peace, and power only opens when we surrender? This kind of surrender is not the kind of weakness the world assumes it to be. It's not giving up, it's giving over. It's releasing your grip on things you were never meant to carry. It's acknowledging that you are not the center of the universe, and that the Re is one who sees more than you see, who knows more than you know, and who holds time and eternity in his hands. Surrender is not the end of strength. It's the beginning of divine strength. So many of us are weighed down because we are trying to control things outside of our reach. We try to fix people who don't want to be fixed. We try to predict a future we can't see. We try to manipulate circumstances so that everything lines up the way we want. And in the process, we burn ourselves out, we lose sleep, we lose peace, and we lose direction. But when we surrender, we admit something powerful. We are limited, but we serve an unlimited God. When we release our plans and place them in his hands, something shifts in the atmosphere. Worry gives way to wisdom. Fear is replaced with faith. Chaos starts to organize under the leadership of the one who designed the stars and still knows your name. Surrender isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily choice. It happens in the small things. When you choose not to react in anger, when you pause to pray instead of panic, when you trust even when the answer is wait or not yet. It's in those moments that heaven begins to move. Not always in dramatic ways, but always in divine ones. You begin to sense a stillness, a strength, a knowing that you are not alone and that your story is being written with love and purpose. And surrender doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means you no longer carry burdens that were never yours to bear. It means you learn to walk in partnership with your Creator. You stop striving to make things happen and start stepping into what's already prepared for you. You begin to experience peace, not because everything is perfect, but because you are no longer fighting the process. You're flowing with it. You're trusting the timing. You're releasing the outcome. When you surrender, you create space in your life or the supernatural. You allow room for God to show up in ways you never expected. Sometimes He'll close doors you wanted open. Sometimes He'll lead you down paths you wouldn't have chosen. But ever your dreams, and you say, not my will, but yours. That is the moment heaven opens. That is the moment fear loses its grip. That is the moment you begin to live, not just survive. Surrender is not the loss of freedom. It's the discovery of true freedom. It's the place where striving ends and grace begins. It's the bridge between where you are and where you're called to be. It's not a sign of defeat. It's a sign of wisdom. It's the strongest decision you can ever make. So today, wherever you are, whatever you're carrying, take a deep breath and surrender it. Lay it down. You don't have to control it. You don't have to fix it. You just have to trust. Let go of the wheel and let God drive. You might be surprised where He takes you. Because the journey of surrender always leads to something better than you could have planned. It leads to peace. It leads to purpose.